Poor communication is killing more careers than laziness, and in under 3 minutes, I will explain to you why. But before that, click the link in the bio to join our free channel where we post daily remote jobs. Now, you can be the most talented person in the room, but if you can't express your ideas clearly, people will doubt your ability. Communication is how people measure your competence. You might know your job inside out, but if you fumble when explaining it, the impression you leave is confusion. And in most offices, perception is stronger than reality. There's a part of this that changes everything, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, I want you to think about it. In meetings, when you ramble, contradict yourself, or fail to get to the point, your colleagues quietly lose trust. Over time, that trust doesn't come back easily. Now, let's flip it. The person who speaks clearly, confidently, and concisely becomes the go to person. Even if they're not the smartest, they look like a leader. That's the secret of communication. It shapes perception. If you've ever felt overlooked at work, this might be the reason. Second of all, poor communication creates confusion and conflict. Imagine sending a vague message about a project deadline. Your teammate might misinterpret it, and now the project is late. At that very moment, your boss is frustrated and you lose credibility. Not because of skill, but because of clarity. In the majority of Ghanaian workplaces, whether it's a corporate office or a small business, most conflicts don't start with bad intentions. They start because someone didn't communicate properly. Over time, the pattern of poor communication isolates you. You'll notice people stop involving you in key conversations and you'll be the last to know about decisions that affect you. If this sounds familiar, drop your experience in the comments. Now, thirdly, poor communication keeps you invisible. Career growth isn't just about doing great work, it's about making your work seen and understood. If you can't talk about your achievements confidently, you'll stay stuck while others are promoted. I've seen people with less experience rise faster because they know how to speak up, present their ideas, and make people believe in them. Poor communicators don't get ignored because they're not good. They get ignored because they are not heard. Now, fourthly, poor communication damages relationships. Clients, colleagues, and even your bosses judge you by how you respond. When you ignore emails, delay feedback, or send sloppy messages, people read it as disrespect. Soon your reputation shifts from she's hardworking to she's difficult to work with. And once that label sticks, it's almost impossible to erase. There's one last thing that most people miss. Strong communication is leadership. Every great leader you know, from your office manager to the president, leads by clarity. Leadership isn't about giving orders, it's about painting a clear picture others will follow. The good news is you can fix it. Start by listening more. People who listen deeply always respond better. Simplify your language. Clarity is power. And be direct but respectful. Say what you mean, but say it kindly. And most importantly, practice. Communication is a skill. You don't master it by thinking, you master it by doing.